You coming? Come on, bud. Good boy. Here you go. Good morning. Morris got confused. Come on, Morris, let's go. Come on, Morris. You come past him while he's eating. He won't notice. Come on. Aw. There comes Ruby. We never did get any rain here last night. All around us again. Poured in downtown Raleigh. No rain here. I swear over the course of the summer, Raleigh must have had like 6 or 8 more inches from these torrential downpours that we haven't had here. Stripe was a little late for breakfast, but he's here now, thank goodness. Hey, Tux. Hey, bud. Morris hid until Tux left, and now he's in the catio eating. Well, they're sounding serious about the Thursday through the weekend starting to feel much nicer. But we're going to have even hotter and stickier until then. So today and tomorrow, Tuesday and Wednesday, is going to be scorcher. I'm holding out for Thursday. Everybody's here now. They're getting used to this morning feeding, earlier feeding times. Hold down the fork, good boy. Hi, Mart. Hold down the fork. Stripey! Hi! Hey, buddy. Don't get in a fight with Tux, please. Good morning, Ruby. Combination of factors has us leaving a little later this morning, but we got enough time. Okay, Ruby. The air conditioner, chill. Literally, chill. Huh? Traffic is annoyingly thick this morning. A lot of slow-moving vehicles in the right. A lot of people moving out of the right to the left at the last minute, not leaving a lot of space. Somebody pulled out in front of me coming out of Fuquay this morning by the sheets. Wasn't very amused, and it was right where I was blinded by that sunlight too. I don't know what the person was thinking. But yeah. Didn't lose any time coming into town today, so that's good. Just saw Model S Plaid, the one that I sometimes see going into town in the morning, rushing out of town. I don't know, maybe they forgot something. It's kind of got that blue matte wrap on it. It's very distinguishable Model S. Johnny's got just enough time to walk where he needs to walk. But that's all you need is just enough, right? I'm gonna remember that the parking lot is filled with camp people and go park over on the side today. Yeah, it's just better for me that I stand up and walk around for a minute or two. I was so stiff after being in the car all the way downtown and all the way back home yesterday without stopping in the afternoon. So in the news this week is California DMV files a complaint against Tesla. Let's see exactly what the Los Angeles article title is. California DMV accuses Tesla of falsely advertising autopilot and full self-driving features. And of course, this has caused a cascade of other outlets reporting and such. First off, I didn't know the DMV could file complaints in California or any other state, that they have lawyers, I guess, that can go after car companies. That's news to me. Okay. I guess for forever now, I have been supportive of autopilot, full self-driving, Tesla's development of driver assistance technologies, etc., etc. Don and I are obviously supportive since we paid for full self-driving on Ruby, not immediately, but about a year or so after we bought her, and then had it put on Jules when we bought Jules in the first place. And I have been pretty protective of autopilot, full self-driving stuff all along, while others said, oh, it's not worth it, that's too expensive, it doesn't do what it's supposed to do, and other things. I have been more on the side of I really want this development to succeed. I think that it's very useful for society. I think it could be useful for me in my old age. I think that it's a very complicated problem. I guess my software background coming in here understands why Tesla is having such a hard time being able to market function complete. There's all these edge cases and things that come up. And other people have been, I ain't touching that if it's not complete. Why should I help Tesla? You know, I mean, there really are two very distinct camps here between those that are technology fans and wanting to help the company finish this function, test the function, you know, have the early access to try out the function, and those that are like, until you hand it to me and it's 100% done, I ain't giving you no money for it, I'm not helping you, I'm not paying for it. See, for me with Tesla, it's all about the mission. It's a lot of missions, not just the full self-driving mission. Sustainable energy, and, you know, Elon wants to get to Mars, so we're a multiplanetary species. And I mean, there are all these things in his head, a lot of which I think he has communicated, and I just kind of support all of them. So, I mean, even the, you know, AI stuff that he's doing, the Neuralink things, are of interest to me. So it's easy kind of for me to be all in on it. But anyway, I've been irritated by these DMV articles. You know, everybody's like, oh, they might have to pay back the money they collected for full self-driving. We've been misled. Well, no. Well, first off, I don't believe Tesla misled anybody. If you either pay the money or you don't. You can be unhappy about the cost of it and think it's not worth it. That's up to you. I didn't say that it wasn't worth it, or that I thought it was too costly. It is expensive. But to say that you're misled, I mean, if you put it on your car and you didn't do any research about it, you didn't take a test drive, you didn't read the owner's manual. I mean, people know what it is and isn't capable of out there. So if they're trying to say that they didn't know what it was and wasn't capable of, then they haven't done any research. I know Consumer Reports is like, oh, we don't like the word autopilot. Well, you know what? Companies get to pick names for their products, and Tesla picked autopilot, and tough luck if you don't like it. I don't think they should be forced to rename it. I think, again, there's a lot of documentation out there about what this is or isn't. And clearly, I don't think everyone on the road should be using this technology at this time. So, I mean, that's why Tesla came up with the safety score thing. And then people were like, well, we paid for it, why should we have to be past this safety thing? Or the safety thing is arbitrary, or it's not really measuring. You know, it's like all this negative stuff. People, come on, we're trying to build something good here. Don't tear it down. Don't be so negative. I don't know. I can even be in the minority, and I don't care, because this is just still how I feel about it. I want to help it succeed. I'm glad Don and I have it on our cars. We try to use it carefully when we're in the right mind. I'm gonna, when it's done, and I do think that it is going to happen, even if it's happening slower than any of us thought, I'm gonna be really proud to have been a part of it and getting it there. And yeah, there was one paragraph in the LA Times article, you know, of course, it's like, oh, it could, you know, all the outlets that want the clickbait, I just want to strangle them, were, you know, they could lose their license to manufacture cars. Yeah, go ahead, California. Just, you know, I think it's retaliation for pulling the headquarters out of Fremont and putting it in Austin. But the one paragraph in here that I thought was important, and I'm sorry that it's moved off of what I wanted. It says a DMV spokesman on Friday via email said that the DMV will ask that Tesla will be required to advertise to consumers and better educate Tesla drivers about the capabilities of its autopilot and full self-driving features, including cautionary warnings regarding the limitations of the features and for other actions as appropriate given the violations. The owner's manual in the car on the screen tells you what autopilot and full self-driving does and doesn't do. There are videos that Tesla provides to new drivers that they can watch that talk about the features in the car. Every time you invoke the feature, you get told to stay alert and keep your hands on the wheel. When you enable the feature, you have to say that you understand that it's in beta and it's not complete. So please explain to me what they're asking for and how it's different from what Tesla's already doing. I don't know what else they would want. You know, being a dumb consumer does not mean that the manufacturer didn't do what they were supposed to do. I don't know. I'm just frustrated. It's just more negative news cycle. You know, and everybody seized on that they might revoke their license to manufacture cars. I mean, really, is that what we needed to highlight here? I don't know. I'm okay with us having more discussions, but every time we discuss something with Tesla, it turns into a thing, and that's the part that I find so irritating. And this whole, it's just, I don't know. I don't understand. I think it could be retaliation for pulling out for the headquarters out of Fremont. I mean, Elon was very clear that they're not closing down, that they're still expanding at Fremont. California has this mission for more EVs. I guess when you're on top, people just want to come and get you. I mean, I think Tesla's clearly still on top in the EV market. You know, let the market decide. If people don't want to fool with it, they won't buy it. If people don't like it, they won't use it. If people are totally unhappy, they'll get an EV from another manufacturer. Let the market decide. So anyway, I guess we'll follow what Tesla says back to this. But it's a waste of Tesla's resources to have to respond to this thing. And it sucks up the news cycle. It takes the focus off of things we should be putting our time in versus responding to this kind of stuff. Can you tell I'm a little frustrated about it? Well, I wanted to start talking Tesla again now that I'm in the car in the morning, and this was the thing that was on my mind today. So I'm going to scoot home. I ought to get there around 8:30 so Don and I can walk. He's actually cleaning the interior of the GMC because he has extra time now that he's up early in the morning, because we're dropping it off at the Chevrolet dealer, John Heister, just north of Fuquay, that I go past every day, I guess this afternoon, so they can replace the water pump and do some other maintenance. And you know, Donnie's not dropping off his car that is not in tip-top shape. If you have an opinion on this topic, whether FSD is worth the price, or whether the DMV should or should not in California be filing these claims against Tesla or whatever, please feel free to leave a comment. I know everybody doesn't agree with me on this. Kyle's told me I'm like the only person he's ever talked to that is such a supporter of the full self-driving. I don't, you know, so there was a post on Tesla Divas last night, and it had 20 or 25 comments at the time that I read it. Of course, some were comments on comments, so not necessarily all unique. And, you know, some of the divas felt they should be reimbursed, that it was a waste of their time. I certainly don't think anyone should be reimbursed. I think people had enough information going in, but that's just me. And so yeah, I'd be interested to hear what you had to say about it. Don last night when we were talking, he's not quite as supportive as I am, but he's far from thinking people should be reimbursed either. And he said, I think I'm quoting him as best as I can here, that if they would just allow us to start taking our hands off on the interstate, where we know this thing is doing very good, consistently doing very good, that it would be really worth something to him, to, you know, as far as the cost of what you pay versus what you get back. That's the tipping point for him, is hands off on interstate driving. So, and I think we're close to that capabilities. You know, one of the things Elon has said multiple times and has been reported by media outlets, I think if I was preparing a defense for Elon, are you parking or what are you doing here? Just stopping in the middle of the road for no reason, I guess. He rolled down his window. He wanted to talk to that lady. Well, maybe that's not exactly what we should be doing, even on a city street. Multiple times, many times reported by news outlets that Elon has said that, you know, this thing getting approved to do all of the things he wants it to do, whether they, first off, the code has to be able to handle it, and then regulators have to agree to allow it. So some of it is pending regulatory approval, right? And another thing that we've touched on a few times, and certainly some others have as well, is that, you know, the public has to be ready for it too. So not only do regulators have to allow it, but people have to be willing to work with these cars in traffic, whether they're pedestrians or people in other cars or whatever. They need to be able to work, you know, have to be able to work with these cars in traffic. So that it's a very complicated thing as far as how it's going. And Elon touched on this at the recent earning report, and he's touched on it before, and I've talked about it before. I understand that there are some other driver assistance programs out there, and I know Kyle's reviewed them, and I know some of them do some things really well, but I'm interested in what Elon's interested in. I'm interested in the driver assistance that's going to work on any road, anywhere in the world, because it's been programmed to handle real life, real time situations. And that's what I'm interested in. So if it takes us longer to get there and it's harder for us, but we have a more robust driver assistance capability in the long term, that's what I'm invested in. I'm not invested in just making it work on a limited number of places, and be done with it, or that's all we're gonna do. You know, if Elon had wanted to make it work like that, it'd already be done. That's not the vision that I think that he saw. I think the vision he saw was, we're really gonna learn how to interpret roads and drive in traffic, and where our goal is big. It's really big. It's big, every road, everywhere. Give it a few laws of the road parameters for that locale and go. And so that's why I'm willing to be patient, because I can really see the value add in that solution over just, you know, programming it to, you know, just handle a much more limited test case, road case, real world case. So I'm gonna hold out for the ultimate solution and not want a shorter term, less functional solution. And that's why it's so hard for Tesla, in my opinion. I'm in traffic with the midnight silver metallic Model X again. I guess we're on a similar schedule now that we're back to school. I don't know when it's due to reopen, but the sheets renovation is coming along. I just don't understand, because it's so similar to what was there. I just don't understand why they closed it down and spent so much money and time redoing it, but it's coming. We got out of Jules to go for our walk, and it's already so hot. The sun on our back, we can really feel it instantly today.
Well, Greg said something like it could be 98 today.
Yeah.
Things break just right. I mean, that's pretty scary.
Well, after they finished mowing up at the park yesterday, they must have come down the trail because the grass here is obviously mowed.
Yeah, and the trails, they've actually must have blew it because there's no grass on the
trail. Yeah.
trail.
So we all got our mowing out of the way yesterday.
Yeah, I was bragging on my conference call. The guys on the call, and I was telling them, said, yeah, my wife's out there cutting the grass. What? I said, yes, smartest decision I ever made was
Yeah, we've heard it before.
Yeah, I said I didn't.
He was so busy on his call yesterday, I didn't even get a middle of the mow visit to empty the grass clippings or bring me water.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, we've got 2 knocked out, and there are a couple of other people on the track today, but there's not a lot. Well, partly there's apparently camp was over last week. You know, camp tends to end when the college kids aren't around to help run the camps anymore. And, you know, St. Aug starts tomorrow, and I'm sure other local colleges are starting too, so that probably has a lot to do with it, besides just what day does school start. The splash pads still be open at 10, but we're an hour away from that and nobody's here yet. Thank you so much, Donnie.
You're welcome.
You're the best.
I understand. Well, it helps my girl get it.
Yeah, I have like 1 extra minute.
Yeah.
Mwah. See you later.
Yeah, have fun.
I need to start putting the address of the chiropractor on my calendar notices because that way when I come out, I won't have to change it from work, which is SAU, to the Pemberton Hill address for the chiropractor up in Apex. Oh, that little beep, beep, beep. I have a styrofoam cooler behind me with a couple of ice packs in it. I don't know if I'm going to make it to Whole Foods today or not. I'm playing it by ear. I don't need a ton of stuff, but picking up sour cream would be a good idea. And anyway, I figured between the ice packs, the styrofoam cooler, and Climate On, I could afford to go to Whole Foods and pick up a few things if I want to, if I have the time, if I decide to. Well, I'm here on time, but barely like usual. I have Climate set to 79. Johnny had it split, and I got tired of adjusting numbers to bump it up. Nothing wrong with splitting it, just when you go to do the climate thing and you want to up or, you know, increase the temperature, it just takes a couple more clicks or holds of the arrow button. Ruby's in the spot I most prefer to put her in. I'm done at the chiropractor, just PEMF treatment today. Pulse electric magnetic field. And I'm headed into Guardian Angel Apex for a bit. And just walking over here to see what Tesla Hertz cars I can see today. Just a Model 3 from New York. I think that's the one we saw last week. There's a car over here running, but it's not the Tesla air conditioning. It's something else. It's a Model Y, midnight silver. It's hot out here. I'm feeling the sun on my forehead. Very much so. Now I just see the 2 Teslas today. Here's a Leaf. But local, not a Hertz. Well, I gotta get that. I'll either keep it for us or give it to the lady in the PEMF room. Longaberger, $12.89. Woven with color. Has a lid that you can put cross stitch or something in. Has the fabric. Also has the plastic liner too. Michelle and I oohed and awed over this. It's got 5 drawers. This does open up here too. It's real stuff. It's BEBE furniture made in USA. It's real oak and Check this out. It has a jewelry shelf up top and a mirror. I'm like, oh my God. That is an awesome piece of furniture. That is some serious prom dress shoe choices there. I'm gonna drive up for my stuff. I do that at least once a month. It'll be fine there. I've actually got the donation of Johnny's clothes, stuff we cleaned out at the house the other day in the back of Ruby. I need to drive around back and drop it off because it's in the way back there. It's only been back there, what, 3-4 days now. It's my first chance with them being open to drop it off. Half of that stuff, actually a little more than half, is for Michelle. She got a jewelry organizer, one of these 2-drawer little zip-up things, and a bottle with a jug with some dried flowers, and a couple of little knickknacks for Connor for his dioramas, a pepper shaker, that's a tombstone, and a religious figure. There's probably something else. I got that really nice longer burger basket. That was such a good deal. We did not buy the piece of furniture. Michelle is over her quota for furniture recently. That was really hard to pass up though. Real wood, jewelry on top, that was nice. If I had room for it, I'd take it home. I don't have any room either. It's going on 1 o'clock. If I were to head straight downtown, I'd be there at 1:20. I need to be there at 2:10, so that's 50 minutes I have to play with. I think I am going to go to Whole Foods. I'd like to get a cold drink, use the restroom. There's 2 or 3 things I'll pick up. I don't, like I said, I don't need a ton. I picked up some things at Walmart last night, Harris Teeter. Yeah, I'm pretty good, but I am gonna stop. That cold drink is calling. If I remember correctly, it's 20 minutes to downtown from Whole Foods, so that gives me a full 30 minutes, maybe 25, counting the drive time over to Whole Foods. So, all right, I have for sure 20 minutes, maybe 25. Nothing on the radar, but definitely some serious looking clouds. Don said he rescheduled the GMC for drop off this afternoon to drop off tomorrow afternoon. He said his afternoon fell apart. He was gonna meet me at the Chevy place as I came into town. So we didn't have to drive all the way back up there, and that's just not gonna work for him today. No biggie to me. Tomorrow's perfectly fine also. I'll try not to miss any super cool EVs today. I see the silver Model 3, and right offhand I don't see anything else, although there's like a supercar on the other side of that light pole there. I think this gentleman might be fixing to get in the car. Nah, he's just checking it out like me. I'll see what it is when I get over there. Yeah, and it's 20 minutes downtown, and I've got, let's say, a solid 30 minutes. There goes a bolt. I didn't see anything else interesting on the way in. Let's see if there's anything else on the way out. And help me out if I didn't spot something like you usually do. Well, we've traded a silver Model 3 for a blue one. Other side of this minivan. I think that's I want to say that's a Pacifica. Nope, updated Honda Odyssey. That's pretty sad. I got that wrong. The car is cool, and the inside of the cooler is nice and cool. Because it's 1:40 and I'm not going to get home until 3:10, so that's like 90 minutes. I'm on schedule to be downtown at 2:07 p.m. Ruby says. Ruby also says it's 101 degrees, which is probably slightly inflated from sitting in the parking lot, but it's hot out there, no doubt. It's in the upper 90s for sure. And I I got everything I needed. I only spent $160 today, which for me at Whole Foods means I didn't get that much. I think I got everything we needed. I usually buy some organic K-cups there, and I got those, so that was good. And I got some fresh steaks for dinner. Gonna make broccoli, egg, and cheese casserole and steaks for dinner tonight. Well, I've seen 2 state police with people pulled over and a radar ticketing speed check, I don't know what you call it, solar powered little station thing out in force, and they're definitely trying to slow people down over here, which is fine with me. Don says it's raining at the house. I don't want to get Ruby wet. And it definitely looks dark toward Fuquay. Suppose I should pull up the radar. Well, I have done everything. Oh God, it's wet up there. Oh, I've done everything I could to avoid getting Ruby wet, and there's just no avoiding it now. I'm so sorry, Dawn and Ruby. I went across above Fuquay on Hilltop Needmore east-west instead of just south into Fuquay, and you know, it's been raining at the house for like 15 minutes now, and there's just no avoiding it. Dang it. Wow, it's raining in sheets out there. It's 5:30 now. I heard a few things hit the house. It had stopped for a while. This is like round 2. I just wanted to say that I ordered the bricks I need to finish this on August the 1st, and today's the 9th. And a tracking label was created 2 or 3 days ago, but USPS says they still don't have the package. And I emailed the seller of the bricks from Bricklink. It was either yesterday or the day before, and hadn't heard back, asking, you know, just saying, hey, I'm really, you know, care about getting these bricks. Are they in the mail? What's going on? And didn't have an answer. And then I've emailed today and says, you know, I hope it's an error. The post office says they still don't have the package. I'm like desperate to work on it some more, and I guess I've ordered from this seller before, and the bricks have come and they've been fine. You know, they had what I needed all in one place. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully they'll show up here in a few more days, but like before I know it, it's going to be this weekend, and I'm still not going to have there. That'll be 2 weekends in a row I don't have the bricks to work on it. So I'm pretty frustrated, because I would have been working on it after I came home today if I had the bricks. And I'm trying sort of not to start something else until I get this done, although that's not required, but that would be good. So anyway, there's your Lego update and why you haven't seen any Lego stuff for a few days. I'm frustrated.
So, you want me to go water the plants out at the mailbox?
I think you get the day off.
I get the day off? Yeah, baby.
Yeah, it was kind of scary, the lights going off there. Not because of losing power near dinner time again, but because, you know, how you calibrate, what's the right word, pair up my lights with the app, all of my fancy lights, is you turn them on and off 3 times really fast, and it puts them in pairing mode. And basically, because it has ruined a few bulbs, and I've had trouble getting them back afterward, not to mention the time involved, even if it works. It's like run for the light switch, throw them off, because they stay on all the time, so they can come on with and it messed up City behind you. It was flashing colors. I had to find the remote control, because that basically comes on wherever it was the last time you turned it off.
That's right.
And somehow it turned it to demo mode. It put it in demo mode, and I had to go find it. So God, please stop losing power. Just please, just stop. Just stop.
UPS on my computer saved me because the customer and I, we just kept going.
Yeah, I heard you say something about thank goodness for the UPS or something to him. Although that would have been a good way to like get off since it's 6 o'clock and you've been held hostage for a while now.
But we made good progress.
Right. Well, you didn't sound agitated, but it is late for you.
It's late.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
I understand. Hey, Tux, I've been keeping an eye on you to make sure you're safe. You're a good boy. Because you know if something was going on with Tux, I'd go out into the storm for him. I would. He could. There's other places, but he's okay up there. So he seems to say mostly dry. He might get a little blow-in on him, but he's not soaked or anything, and it's not cold. But he's good. My butterfly bush down at the bridge is obviously damaged. It was going to have to be trimmed back anyway, but it's damaged. One of the orange cats was underneath the front porch and just ran out. I didn't think it was Marty. Marty didn't need to run away. He wasn't in trouble. I was seeing if that dead limb up there had come down in the storm, but I would say no. Something I want to come down didn't come down, but these other things I didn't want to come down didn't. I heard stuff hitting on the house. I don't see anything on the driveway, so that's good. But oh wow, look at the rain up in the woods. Goodness gracious. That's what they call a flash flood. Well, I'm sorry Marty ran out. He probably just ran to the carport. I didn't mean to make him go out in the rain. It's not raining so bad now. Not in sheets like it was. It's seriously, the creek is roaring right now. It's what you would expect. Thank you for getting the plant pot that I accidentally dumped into the creek yesterday out of the creek, because otherwise it would be gone. That's how much water's coming through the creek right now. Cool. Yeah, when I was mowing, I accidentally hit one of the pots down there with my foot, and I heard plunk, and Don went and retrieved it for me.
Yep, I did.
Johnny and I are on our way to Taekwondo. You can see a little bit of debris in the road. We had some wind for a little bit. Sure, the trail tomorrow morning will be full of limbs. Oh joy. I forgot to look at how much rain. I'll check when we get home. It's technically still raining a little bit. No one's hanging out on the playground here at Honeycutt Park tonight. I'm just over here catching some Pokemon, listening to my Audible book. Don was napping at the house when I left, so I didn't head back over there. I really didn't need to go into Walmart tonight, and there's not a whole lot else to do in Fuquay. So here I am. It's almost time to go pick Johnny back up. This is the far end of the park Don and I were parked at Sunday. We were parked on the other side of the tennis courts over here. You can see it's mostly cleared up around here now. So I drove 119 miles today. Watt hours per mile was 317, which is not bad, but not as good as yesterday. And we're up to 102,299 and down to 63 miles. And down to 63 miles of rated range. So let me not forget to go plug in. My hands are full. I can see 1.5 inches of rain.